Our Roots is my contribution through art and journalism to racial understanding, and it is a long running series that keeps me on my feet, wondering who next, what next to feature. I aim to feature black people in the diaspora, men, women, groups, individuals, sung and unsung, who have contributed to world history. I choose people I want to work on, and I also read about them to summarize their life stories in about 50 to 70 words. And this is a tool I've used through the years to educate, inform, and entertain. And also with our roots, dates and time is essential to history. So I read a lot to extract and input dates into my illustrated feature. And if I do not have important information or enough information, I keep the image till I can get adequate information to go with the drawing. Because the importance of our roots is the information to be correct and to be up to date as well. So I have to do that and ensure that I've got the information right before I then publish the work. So I research also and read, write, draw, ink, and color our roots using different mediums so that each feature is an exciting read that people would look forward to reading. And I believe that with our roots, Black history matters. Then along came the wonderful initiated Afropolitan comics, online digital comics, um, which showcase and highlights the importance of use of digital medium as a way forward to boldly reach corners of the world no man has reached before. But with Afropolitan comics, it was initiated by the French Institute of South Africa to project the work of African comic artists all around the continent. Um, so it was, and that's why I'm happy to have been involved in it as well. And when it comes to being in contact with Africans and having a knowledge of what goes on in Africa. I actually worked for a magazine called West Africa Magazine and also New Africa Magazine in London for 10 years, where my knowledge, not only about Nigeria, but Africa grew. My eyes were open and I was working for magazines, and these magazines getting a better knowledge of Africa, and that kept people looking out for me and my work. I would also say that I had the opportunity not to be censored and allowed my work to voice my opinion and opinion of others as well. So I was free to do that. I was free to express myself, and I was very happy about that. But having said that, I still in contact with some of the cartoonists in Africa as well. We get along. I've made friends, lots of friends, through cartoons, through attending cartoon festivals. Zapiro from South Africa, Gado from Kenya, Poppa from Tanzania, Brandon Reynolds from South Africa as well, and also from French-speaking countries as well. So I can't mention all names, but the few I remember, I'll tell you. There's Victor Ndula also from Kenya as well. And then we have female artists as well, Celeste from Kenya and Yemi from Ethiopia. So I've got to make friends with many of them, and we always sharing ideas and networking and finding out what's going on in Africa. And I'm able to help them out as well from here, and as to advise them as how to take their work forward. Uh, Messages of positivity is essential for good to prevail over evil, and I want children and aspiring artists to recognize this. Is it any wonder that when you study drawing cartoons or people are taught to draw cartoons, no one starts teaching to draw with violent images, because good positive images attract many wanting to learn. Besides, one's market is limited. And when I hold cartoon workshops in schools, libraries, and museums, and at events home and abroad, I want many to be inspired and enjoy drawing. I also believe that for an African cartoonist, there is need to give a proper representation of Africa, and our roots does that. Just our roots just does that, and I'm happy about that. Many unsung African heroes and heroines are featured in our roots, and it brings awareness to the achievements around the continent. I also inspire with my drawing as well. I inspire with my drawing as well, and that makes me very, very happy about what I've been able to achieve through the years. Having lived in Nigeria, America, and now and also in Britain, I've been able to see how powerful images are through cartoons and comics, how powerful comics and cartoons have been because they speak one language, and that's the language of art. It could be done by various people from various countries speaking various languages, but art speaks just one language, and that language is a language of communicating, language of communication as well, and that's very important. And in Africa, if you want to educate about malaria, at present coronavirus, people who don't speak English can understand the images projected to them, to advise them as to how to go about looking after themselves. If you want to publicize vaccination as well, I have experienced that through the years, and when I was in Nigeria, that all you need are just a few images to tell people who probably don't speak English, or to tell them about the importance of having vaccination. So that's very important. Like I said, having been around the world, I've been able to see that the comics, they speak one language, and it's very, very universal. And I've been able to meet great cartoonists all around the world as well, and that has been as I've been happy about that. I've been fulfilled meeting other artists as well around the world. And I began cartooning my cartooning career in Nigeria, even before I went to the keyboard school in the US to better myself in drawing cartoons, which the school is all about. And that's why it's important that some cartoonists are self-taught, but if you have the opportunity to be trained or to go to a school of cartooning, please do so to better yourself so you can understand the styles and techniques in which to draw. And that has been uh, I've been blessed with that experience of being around the world, and that has been very helpful to my own skills, and to my knowledge and styles as well, because I've been able to embrace other people's ideas and skills into mine to make my own drawings. I have a collection of cartoons and illustrations and digital works, including our roots, and which in years to come will continue to be informative as it was yesterday, as it is today, and will be tomorrow. And my work has inspired so many. I'm so happy about it. The recent one was the cartoon workshop I did on the French Institute of South Africa's Facebook page, and it was so rewarding to read the comments about my workshop, because I usually make my cartoon workshop, exciting. But also through that, people are able to see more of my works through that I've done through the years. The use of the Instagram, social media like Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook are very good mediums to project one's work, and I recommend that to as many. Um, I'm working on another Our Roots book, um, so stay tuned. Yeah, and I'll keep working as long as I am blessed with this gift. I will not stop but keep drawing, and that's what I implore everyone to do: to keep drawing and to practice, practice, practice.